Do you find it hard to say no? Do you say no and then feel guilty about it? Let's talk about setting boundaries today. I am Zoya Lu. I am embodiment priestess and your guide to free and joyful living. Recently, I found myself being initiated yet to a deeper state of embodying my truth and creating safe space for myself and what is dear to my heart. And in order to do this, I had to say no and set very clear boundaries about what's acceptable and what's not. And of course, it's not the first time I'm doing this, and yet I found it so hard. I felt so angry at first that my boundaries were not respected, and then I felt really guilty for not being inclusive and not just embracing everything and everyone. And so I had to remind myself something that I've been teaching for years, which is unconditional love with conditional presence. Yes, I am truly believing that we are one. Has been always been my inspiration, my sankalpa, main sankalpa, and everything that I teach and do is based on it. And the sankalpa is I am love, I am one. I'm all about embodying love. And so, how can we embody love and at the same time have very strong and clear boundaries and say no? I've been going through some hard times of setting boundaries this summer when I went back to see my relatives. And I journaled about it, and I wrote some things that I had to read to myself and be reminded again of what's important and what's real. Because when we get caught up in all the emotions, it's not that easy to discern. And so what I wrote here is I am learning to say no and not to feel like I did something bad or wrong. I'm learning how to refuse to help if I cannot, or I don't think it will truly help, or it's truly needed. Say no easily is an important skill. Deep breath. Yes, there is this oneness, and at the same time, we are in this physical body, and body is a boundary. If someone comes and touches me inappropriately or kicks me or punches me, I am going to protect myself. I'm going to create a very strong boundary and say no to this. The same way, I must protect myself from emotional attacks when people come with hatred and anger and expect me to be a punch bag of a sort. This is not right and it's not acceptable. Just because I see myself as embodiment of unconditional love, it doesn't mean that I don't need boundaries. I don't need to transcend this body. I'm all about embodied spirituality. Same way, I don't need to let go of need to have boundaries. And the more light and love I embody, the stronger boundaries I might need. How are you feeling about this? Please share your thoughts and your comments, what resonated, what didn't. I'm really happy to have this dialogue because I know it's important, and it's not just my personal journey. In the last week, I talked to 4 other soul sisters of mine, and they are all speaking about the same thing: creating strong boundaries, saying no with love and integrity. And so I feel this is our collective learning process. I hope it inspires you. I hope it will be of service to your growth. Thank you.